We're starting back up. The first video that I did this morning only has audio. The video part of it failed, like when I resized the screen. So unfortunately, I can't recover that. So I rebooted my computer, and I have everything fresh now. So hopefully, we'll be recording everything correctly. We are about to start assignment number 2. So to start assignment number 2, I'm actually going to make a new project. I've cleaned out my Eclipse, so I've got everything running cool here. I'm going to go to File, New, Java Projects, and I'm going to put in here Assignment 2, or Assign 2 is what I'm going to call it. And I am just going to press on Finish. So I have assignment number 2. I would actually do this. I've been looking at some of the computers around here. A lot of people are putting everything in one project, and that's such a good idea. Because then things, you have more than one main program in there. It's kind of confusing. Okay, so let's take a look at the assignment now that we have it ready to go. In assignment number 2, oops, that's number 3. We don't want that one. We want this one, Programming Paradigms, assignment number 2. You're going to practice creating and working with classes and derivations. We're going to derive classes from classes. Ooh, very nice. Okay. So the program is going to be called, well, the theme of the program is about dinosaurs. So dinosaurs have several basic characteristics. They have a species, a name, a height, a weight, a movement, a speed, a diet. They also have several basic behaviors, eating, moving, and sleeping. Your assignment is to define and implement a generic dinosaur class. So we'll do Dino. And that is going to define the characteristics and behaviors that I just kind of talked about the first paragraph there. Behaviors can be very basic, just printing out a line that says, I'm sleeping, I'm doing something else. And then we're going to declare all of the member fields as private, and so we're going to use setters and getters. So make sure that you have accessor functions for all of the member fields. And then the second part is that we are going to use the dinosaur class as a base class, and then we're going to make classes to represent the following. I can't say these words. Apeto something or other, tyro something or other, and a hadro something or other. It's a small, medium, and large version, or very large, medium size. Some of them eat meat, some of them run fast. We can make them have different behaviors if we'd like. And then for each one of these classes, we're going to come up with at least 2 additional pieces of information about that specific dinosaur, that you might have a number of teeth or something like that. Also, customize at least one of the sleeping, eating behaviors. We'll see that. Make up the details you want. Once you have the classes, write a small driver program that creates one of each kind of dinosaur object. Have each one go through its behaviors. Oop, that's it. There's no more. Good. All right. It's fairly simple. I'm very familiar with this one, so I don't have to actually go back and forth. Let's create Dino. So I'm going to call it Dino because I'm really bad at spelling. So Dino is my base class. So I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to select Class. And I'm going to write D-I-N-O. Capitalize your class names. So Dino has a capital D in it. Dino. And I'm not going to give him a public. He doesn't need a public method. So I'm not going to give him a public one. So I'm not going to click on this one here. If you do click on here, you can also take it off. Take it out if you want. But we have Dino. I'm going to make this public, but I'm not going to give it a public static void main. Because we only have to put that in one of your classes, and that's going to be your driver class. So now I have Dino. I hope this looks a little familiar to you at this point, hopefully. So let's see, what is Dino going to need? Dino is going to need a name, a species name, okay, height, a weight, movement, speed, height, weight, speed, diet, name. So actually I'm going to do this. I'm going to go height, weight, speed, diet, name. And next to it, I'm going to go, oh, I misspelled height. Let's see, height. Height, I'm going to use a integer. Integer height, integer weight, and integer speed. And diet. I'm going to do character. H and herbo. What is the one for food? I mean for food. They all eat food. Meat. M for meat and V for vegetables. So character. Character diet. And then the name's going to be a string. So I've picked out the appropriate data types for my data. I think I got everything actually. I'll give you guys a few minutes to catch up. Now I'm going to do the automated constructors. Because my Dino, well, he's just a Dino. So I'm going to actually come over here. I'm going to use the Eclipse tool to do this for me so I don't have to write all this stuff myself. I'm going to go up to source and I'm going to come down here to generate setters and getters. Oh, sorry. Oh, thank you. Private. We need them to be private. Private, that's what the assignment wanted us to do. Besides, that's why we're doing the setters and the getters, because they are private. Yeah. Thank you. Actually, that tells me someone is actually learning something or knows something. That's good. Makes me feel like I'm... Okay, let's see. Height, weight, speed, diet, name. Did I miss anything else? Okay, good. Yeah, pretty soon you guys are going to hopefully fixing my typos. Let's see. Source. Generate setters and getters. Is there anyone in this room who is not familiar with this concept yet? Okay, maybe we'll do it a couple more times. I know I'm doing this quickly, so tell me to slow down if I'm going too fast. But you guys all had lunch, so you're all fresh. So, including me. You get a little window that comes up. Select all the items in the window. This is going to do a set diet, get diet, set height, get diet, get height. Set string, get string. Set speed, get speed. Set weight, get weight. That's what we're going to do. These are the setters and the getters. They're all going to be public. I don't want to generate the method comments, but instead I'm going to press OK. Look at that. All my sets and my gets. I just generated about 10 different methods. Not bad. Bad? Not bad? Good. That's like about, for me, about 20 minutes of typing probably. Give or take a few typos. Now what I'm going to do is, you notice I actually, naturally I just put some space. And when you do this, click underneath the variables that you just created. And we created all of the setters and the getters underneath it. Now I put some space in here because I want to put my constructors in here. And we know that the constructors are fired automatically when the instance of the class is created. Good. I'm just trying to drill in a few things you want to remember for the midterm, and I'll talk about that later. Source. Let's see, one of these guys says constructors using fields. Generate constructor using fields. I'll leave that on there for a few minutes. That's what we're going to do next. If you were writing this in another tool, you'd actually have to write this by hand, which is just tedious, especially when you know what you're doing. If you can find the generate constructors using fields, press that one. And look at this. We have the same thing all over again. Select the fields to initialize. Now I'm going to make one that has everything in it. One constructor that has everything. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to run this a couple more times. But this says 5 fields selected. And I'm going to show you what this does when I do it. I don't want any of the other options. The only thing I have selected is public. These are going to be public constructors. Well, it doesn't really matter, actually. These are constructors. I'm going to press OK. So I have a constructor. Now the constructor gets created manually one at a time. So remember those setters and getters, I did it for all of the variables all at one time. I got one constructor now that is called Dino. Dino has a height, a weight, a speed, a character, a diet, a string. This is not the default. This one sets all 5. So I'm going to put here sets all 5. I have 5 data members. So I'm going to go above it, and I'm going to click on that option again, source, and I'm going to click on generate constructor using fields. This time I'm going to unselect them all. So I have nothing selected. I'm going one extreme to another. If I press OK, I get this. This is the default constructor. It doesn't do anything. It does run super, which is the default constructor of the super object. In fact, super shows up here as well, and I remember last time I mentioned that super is the object above. This is the current object. So in between, I'm going to put this up here because this is my default constructor. And this is my constructor to set all 5 fields. Now I'm going to do this like 4 more times. So I'm going to go into source, and I'm going to go into constructor using fields. And this time I'm just going to do the height. Actually, I'm going to do the height and weight. And then I'll do one that says height, weight, speed, name. I'll just do 2 more. We're not going to do height, weight, and diet. And then we'll do speed and name in another one. So play around with it. This one here says height, weight, and diet. So I'm going to do another one. And then I'm going to pause the video in a few minutes to let you guys catch up. You want the 2 that I created, you want the one that does them all, and then the default one that doesn't do anything. The other ones that you create, you can totally do yourself. Like, I already did the height and the weight and the diet. So I'm going to do speed and name next, just because I want another one. And now I have one that says speed and name. So the different combinations are the different ways I can make instances of these objects. It's kind of tedious, but look at all this code we wrote by using menu options. It's not really that tedious, actually. It's only been probably less than 5 minutes since I started writing Dino, and my Dino's done. I know you guys aren't done yet, so I'm going to pause the video momentarily and let you guys catch up and walk around, because nobody took me up for the offer of help during the break, so I hope this pause works. Okay, so I hope that you all have at least a default constructor at this point. So the default constructor is this one here. I'm sorry? Oh, you didn't get it yet? Okay, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Pause. Alright, now I hope we all have our default constructors created. Our default constructor is the one that doesn't have any arguments in here. Just says Dino. So we're going to set some default values for Dino. We're going to say that his this dot height is going to be equal to 0, let's say. And then this dot weight is going to be equal to 0. This is a pretty lightweight dinosaur. And that the diet, this dot diet, I don't know, are the dinosaurs, are they food or food? Are they meat? I'm going to use M for meat. So, or are they generally, are they carnivore or herbivore or whatever? Okay, so, and then let's set a name. This dot name is going to be equal to Dino. And notice for the M for meat, M for meat and V for vegetables, vegetarian, meat eater, vegetarian. That's easy for me to remember. I put single quotes in. On the string, I have the double quotes. So we got double quotes and single quotes going on here. So make sure you get those right. And if you're tired, lazy of typing, you can just cut and paste this and stick it up here and change the values, which is pretty much what we did. Or if you have that in your constructor there. Oh, let me put it back. People are still typing. Are people still working on this? Okay, so let me pause this a little bit. So we added speed in here too. So we have a height, weight, speed, diet. We actually have 5 of them total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we made all 5. That's good. All right, so if you haven't finished that yet, take a look at your code for your constructor that gives all 5. Copy this out, put it in the other constructor, and change the values. That's an easier way of doing it than typing it. All right, so we have a fairly complete Dino. So I'm just going to close the Dino here. Save, yes, because I don't want to confuse Dino with the next class. Now we're going to create the main program. I'm going to call it, should I call it driver again? Or should I call it main? I'm going to call it dinosaurs. Jurassic Park. Let's see. So, new class. I can't spell Jurassic. G-U-R-R-I-A-C. Jurassic. Do we need to Google it? Hold on one second. Oh, you got it? Jurassic Park. There we go. You can't put a space in the name. So I capitalized the P in park and put it next to it. And we want to make sure we click this little box here. That says public static void main. We want that method. It's been all about that method today. So go ahead and press finish. Now I have Jurassic Park. And the first thing I want to do is create a dino. I want some dinos in the Jurassic Park. So I'm going to take out the auto-generated thing here. So this is kind of like all of the other mains that we've done. I'm going to start out by making the instance of my object that I have. And I'm going to do it just like I do variables. But I'm going to go like this. Dino. What am I going to call it? My dino equals new dino. And I need to put the opening and closing brackets here. So to make an instance of dino, my dino, actually, I'm going to call this basic, my basic dino. Or basic dino, there we go. Basic dino is basic because he's going to get 0 for everything, and he's going to be a meat eater. He's going to get, because I did this, he's going to get nothing. Because this is really running this method that does nothing. So I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make another dino. And I'm going to use the one that does all 5. So dino advanced, no, dino special dino. Special dino. He's going to be equal to new dino. And then I got to put 5 things in here. So let's see what the 5 things are. I go to dino, height, whoops, where's my, here it is, I marked it. Height, weight, and speed. Height, weight, and speed. So let's see, height is going to be height. I'm just going to put numbers in here, 50. Weight, 200 pounds. Speed, he goes 50 miles per hour. No, he goes 25 miles per hour. And that's a fast, is that fast? Oh, maybe 10 miles. Okay, 10 miles per hour. And, whoops, I need my cheat sheet here. Speed, diet, and name. Diet and name. So the diet, he's going to be a W. No, he's going to be a V for vegetarian. And the name, he's going to be special. This is the Special Olympic dino. So his name is Special. The Special Olympic dino that does 10 miles an hour, that's pretty good for running speed. 10 miles an hour, that's pretty fast. What do humans do? 20 minutes for 1 mile? Okay. Did I lose anybody with my creation of my dino? If you haven't at one point, you're probably just going to want to just listen, and at the end you can download the code. So at the end you can download the code. Just so you know, you can download the code. So don't stress out right now. Okay. So now I want to system out something. I'm going to see the difference between dino number 1 and dino number 2. So if I say system out, system.out.println, what am I going to do? I'm going to go basic dino dot get name. You know what? I'm going to put something in front of it. I'm going to say dino, basic dino is basic dino name. So I'm printing out basic dino is basic dino.getName. I called him basic dino. And then I'm going to, because I'm lazy, I'm going to copy and paste this here. Copy, paste. And this one's going to be special dino. Special dino is going to be equal to, let's go special dino. Dino.name. Get name. So we're using the get name. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get rid of this here. Window. Let's see. Show view. I don't want the package explorer. It's project explorer. How do I get rid of project explorer? Let's see. Ah, much better. Okay. Now I have the whole screen to show you. Or close to it. If I move this over a little bit, we can see more. Okay, so we have a basic dino and we have special dino with the get name. Hopefully I have not lost everybody here. And so I'm going to run the project and see what I get. I'm going to get the two names that are being printed to the screen. Get basic dino is dino. Special dino is special. So each one of those dinosaurs we have so far have their own different names, and we can set all the data about these dinosaurs if we want. Now I'm going to build another dinosaur. So unfortunately now I want my package explorer back. So I'm going to open up the window, show the view of my project explorer. Here it is. And let's see what the instructions tell us to do. Oh, we have to do behaviors here. We did the species name, we did the name, the height, the weight, the movement, basic eating, moving. We have some special behaviors, eating, moving, and sleeping. Eat, move, and sleep. Okay, so we can make the dinosaurs eat, move, and sleep. So I'm going to go back to dino, and I'm going to add an eat, move, and sleep. Let's see, eat, move, sleep. That way I remember what I'm doing here. Public, void, eat, public, void, move, and sleep. And I'm just making the method templates, and then I'm going to fill in with some system outs. So public, void, sleep. And if I spelled public correctly, that might actually work as well. And then in here, for the eat, move, and sleep, I'm going to write this one, and then I'm going to copy it. I'm going to say system out. System.out.println. And I'm going to say that dino is eating. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to save myself a little work. And say that dino is now paste is moving. And that dino is now sleeping. Did I lose anybody with this step? Yeah, okay. What did I do? Oh, I just put it at the end of dino. You could put it anywhere you want inside of dino. I just put them at the end. Anybody else? Okay, we'll give you a minute. Pause. Okay, let's bring dino to life. How are we going to do that? In Jurassic Park. I think I want the special dino. He's the performer here. So I'm going to run the methods in special dino. Special dino dot sleep. And then special dino dot I think he should eat. He should eat next. And then he's going to move later. Next. Special dino dot. Well, actually, let's make the other one do something. Basic dino dot move. So the question was asked, why are we putting the movements and the eating and the sleeping behaviors in Dino? It's because in Dino we're going to define the behaviors for how Dino is going to sleep and eat and move. And then out in the Jurassic Park, which is the main program, we're going to exercise the dinos and make the dinos come to life by running those methods. So when we run sleep, eat, and move, you put a dot in here, and you're really running the method that's inside of this instance dino that we created. So I'm going to go ahead and run or exercise the dinos, dinos sleeping, eating, and moving. So we know our dino is alive and doing his stuff. So let's go back to the, see if I've missed anything. I thought I had that open. Oh, I do have it open. Here it is. Okay, so Dino has special eating, moving, sleeping. Our assignment is to define this guy. We did that. We're good. Now it looks like we get to make some more dinos. I'm going to call this Appa, Tyra, and Hadro. Hadro. I don't know how you say that. So we're going to make an Appa, a Tyra, and a Hadro. So let's go ahead and make 3 more dinosaurs. And I'm going to show you a little trick when we make the dinosaurs so you can see how we're done. I'm going to close my Jurassic Park, and I'm going to close my dino so I don't make any mistakes here. Make sure if you're closing them, you're saving the work you're doing. I'm clicking on my source code folder. I'm coming up to File, selecting New, going down to Class. Okay, so on the class name, I'm going to call the first one Apo, A-P-O, or is it Apo? Apot? What were we calling it? Apatato. A-P-A-T-O. A-P-A-T-O. Let's see. A-P-A-T-O. And this particular class is Constructors from Superclass. We're going to change where it says Superclass. Okay, so let me say a few words here about a hierarchy of things. All objects come from Java Lang object. That's super. That's this person this is the super God we've been talking about all this time, this object. If I hit the browse button here on the right hand side, I can actually type in like Dino. And see where it says Dino? Dino will come up. Dino is the name of the dinosaur I just created. Don't worry if you don't get this part right. I'm going to show you in a few minutes how you can do it manually. Or you could simply type in the word Dino manually. Or if you forget this part completely, I'm going to show you where you can type it in on the code in a few minutes. We still don't need a void method or anything in here. Instead, I'm just going to click on Finish. And now look what I've got. I've got a public class Apato that extends Dino. So every Apato is a Dino. And every Dino, not every Dino is an Apato though. Dino is the base class. So the Apato is 1. I'm going to make 2 more now. So we're going to do this 3 times. Maybe you'll see how to do it one time. I mean, maybe in the process here. So I'm going to go back up here. I clicked on this source again, and now I'm just going to make all 3 of them at the same time. So I'm going up to File, New Class, and this one's going to be called, what is this one going to be called? Tyro. Maybe it calls T-Rex. T-Rex. I like the T-Rex better. You're right. A little class participation here. T-Rex. How do you spell that? T-Rex. Is that good? T-Y. T-Y-R-E-K. R-A-N. Tyran. T-R. I like T-Rex. T-Rex. You name your dinosaurs anything you want to name them. T-Y. R-E-X? T-I-E-X? Did you Google it?
It's just called T-Rex.
Oh.
Based on Jurassic World.
T-Rex? You can't put the special character in there. I'm going to have to put the Y. I'm just going to call it this. Anyway, and then I'm going to put Dino in here. The person with the camera, and they're going to come back in here and go, what in the world are they doing? We're building Jurassic Park. Okay, so we have Dino. He's the Superclass, which means if I press on finish, I'm going to get, now I got a T-Rex, extends Dino. This is the inheritance part, extends. So it's going to take Dino and extend it by adding on more functionality to it. It's going to get a Dino, and then we're going to supplement it with other things. Okay, we need one more. I'm going to do one more here. File, new, class. File, new, class. Oh, let's see. Last but not least, Hadro. H-A-D-R-O. That's what I'm just going to call him, Hadro. Hadro. And he's also going to be Superclass from Dino. Hadro. Okay, so we got our 3. And I'm actually going to leave the 3 tabs up here. So let's get this out of the way again. Let me, there we go. So I got my 3 tabs and I got my 3 dinosaurs, and hopefully you have that too. So let me take a look at the instructions now. For each of these, come up with at least 2 additional pieces of information that is specific. For example, the Tyro, whatever, that's T-Rex, might have a number of teeth that are particular. So we're going to give T-Rex some teeth. Let's do that. How many? I don't know, but I'm going to call this, let me get into T-Rex. T-Rex is going to have some teeth. The other ones are going to be toothless. I want to give one a tail, too. So, this is going to be private integer teeth. That sounds pretty good. And let's give Prado a tail. Private integer tail. Private integer tail. Well, let's call this tail length. Tail length. He's got a tail, and he's going to have a tail length. And this is going to be number of teeth. Number teeth. Or teeth number. Let's do it that way. Teeth number. So I got teeth number, tail length. You know, you can name them anything you want. Teeth number, tail length. What's Hydro going to have? Wings. Wings. Hydro, like hydroflying. Hydroplane. So private integer wing length. Wing length. This guy's got some wings. So I'm going to write some setters and some getters now for, and you guys know how to do this. So let's go ahead and do some setters and some getters for, put a private data member in each one of your dinosaurs. Make something up, like tail length, wing length, teeth, number of teeth. And then, I'm sorry? Oh, Patro has a tail length. It doesn't really matter what you're putting in there. You can make up some stuff. I put a tail, put teeth, and I put wings in the other one. So now I'm going to get some setters and some getters to set the information for us. So let's see. Source, setters and getters. Well, we only have one. We have the tail length in here, so I'm going to use that one. Get tail length, set tail length. And then I'm going to go into T-Rex and do the same thing. Make sure you're clicking underneath the variable, so the setters and the getters go underneath. So I'm going to source, generate setters and getters. I'm going to click on teeth. Now I'm getting teeth and setting teeth. And I'm going to click on Hydro. And under source, I'm going to say generate setters and getters. And I'm going to click on wing length. Press OK. Now I got the get wing length, set wing length. We need some time. Let me pause the video momentarily. Give me some time to catch up. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to do some constructors. And you're going to see what the super thing does. So I'm in Hydro, and I want to create a constructor that's going to set the wing length. But I want to set, now I have 6 variables actually. So I'm going to come over here to source, and I come down here. This says generate constructors from Superclass. And you see I have Dino, 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 Dino. And I'm like, Actually, let me do something else here. Let me go in here and say generate constructors from fields first. And I'm going to click on wing length. And I was hoping that there was going to be an option to automate this for me. Let's see. No. Let's do it the manual way. I have a constructor that I can run from Hydro that's going to run the super default constructor. I'm going to take a piece of information in the wing length, and the wing length is going to be equal to the wing length. If I want to send information back, I can do it through super. And if I send information back, Super Dino only has 2 constructors that everybody has in common. The default constructor, and then the one that says, excuse me, it sets everything else. Of course, now I have to cough. All right. So I'm going to bring back the window because I seriously need the. I'm going to do a cheat sheet for myself, which is what I was going to do initially. Excuse me. This is the cheat sheet, and just to tell you what I just did a few minutes ago, let me show you what I did. I did this because I didn't feel like doing it by hand. Instead, I went to source. So I'm going to do this one more time. If I go to source, the first option here will create it within using the fields within the object itself, which we have the wing length. The second one where it says generate constructors from Superclass. This option here, because I have different constructors in my Superclass than you probably have, I selected the one that I wanted, and I used the format of the previous constructors. And then when I did that, here, let me just do it this way. I'll show you. I'll just do the string. I get this created. Well, what is this? When I create a Hydro, I can run the default super constructor, which is the default constructor. It's going to send the Dino's name to basic dinosaur, or whatever it's called. I think it was, let me see, that's what I was going to do here. Let me put that window back here. I want to get Dino back up here. So let's see. Here's Dino. Okay, now I can get rid of this one. So Dino has a default constructor. Remember this one that we wrote? This is the one that triggers with this generic super. Super is a call to the base dinosaur and runs its constructor. On the base, it runs the object constructor, which is really nothing, which is not really needed. But the template puts it in there for us automatically, just in case there was something. On this one over here, the other one we did, and where we made our dinosaurs initially by doing this, this constructor is called when we run this method. Because you see the line down here, it says super. Now super has height, weight, speed, diet, name, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there. And then on the string line here, we have height, weight, speed, diet, name. Well, actually, I could put a comma in here if I wanted to, and put in integer wing length. And then I can write the same code I have up here and stick it in here. I'm actually going to get rid of this one I did for speed because you might not actually have speed. But as another example, if I were just going to create a hydro with speed and name, I could set speed and name. For example, if I had that in my base class, if you had that, and then I can add another one here, let's say to do the integer wing length. And then set here wing length equals wing length. This wing, it's really this wing length, but I didn't use wing length anywhere, so. Well, why is this one? Change wing length method. Did I misspell it? Yeah. There we go. Because I can do this because I don't have to use this because this is capital and this is lowercase. And in the private method I made it capital. So it really is two different wing lengths because it's two different variables because one's capitalized and the other one is not. So if they weren't, I could do this. So this is actually a little bit more standard in terms of its syntax. This. Because this really is this wing length. It's inside the class. We good so far? Okie doke. Huh? Error message. Okay, hold on one second. Let me go around the room a little bit. And then around and around she goes. Back to the park. So let's see. We added at least 2 additional pieces of information. Oh, 2. We only added 1. Oh, well. I'm not going to go back and add another one. We only added 1 additional piece of information. That's perfectly fine. So let's see. Also customize at least one of the sleeping, eating, and moving behaviors for each class. So remember Dino? Dino had eating, sleeping. There he is. He has some eating, moving, and sleeping. If we replace the method, I'm going to do this for one of my dinosaurs, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So you can either do this with me or you can wait. You probably want to do it with me. Be very careful. Go into Dino, highlight, eat, move, and sleep. Get the whole thing, edit, copy. Let's play around with the T-Rex because I like the T-Rex guy. And then I'm going to go to the end of T-Rex, and T-Rex has the number of teeth in here. I'm going to fix that in a few minutes. Actually, I'm going to do Hydro instead because Hydro's got the constructor I like. We just fixed up the wing length on the Hydro dude. So on the bottom of Hydro, I'm going to paste in the eat, sleep, and the drink. So now I have another method, and then I'm going to change the Dino to Hydro. Hydro is eating. Hydro is moving, and then Hydro is sleeping. So Hydro is moving, eating, and sleeping instead of the Dino moving, eating, and sleeping. Now remember, we only modified Hydro. We haven't modified the other 2 yet. We just modified Hydro. Should I give you guys a few minutes to do that? Yeah? No? You guys need to learn how to cut and paste. Alright, while you're doing that, I'm going to go, and you can get this code at the end, by the way. I'm going to go back to Dino. Oh, no, I'm going to go back to Jurassic Park. I need to open that back up. So I need to open up my window again to show the Project Explorer. And now I'm going to open up Jurassic Park. I got Jurassic Park open now. And at the top where I made the other special dinos, and I got the basic dino, I got the special dino. Now I'm going to type in a Hydro, and this is going to be a flying dino, because he's a Hydro dino. And he's going to be a new Hadro. And he's going to have the same stuff, same thing here, but I'm going to put a comma and I'm going to run the constructor that we created a few minutes ago. If you got it created. Huh? Not yet. HADR. Oh, thank you. I was like busy talking at the same time. All right, so this is the same format that we did because remember we took the default we took the 5 article constructor from Dino, but I'm going to call this one Hadro. No, this is going to be Flying Dino. Flying Dino. I'm going to change his, he's going to be an M for meat, and he's going to have 0 on the speed. Well, he's going to do 200 on the speed. We'll just change him around a little bit. He's short with wings. So at the end of this, I'm going to put a comma here, and remember it was a wing number, was it wing number? So I'm going to put 2 wings. So I have a flying Hydro, flying Dino. Or, actually, I'm going to put a flying Hydro. Flying Hydro. It doesn't really matter what you call them. Hadro. H-A-D-R-O. Flying Hadro, which is a new Hadro. And these are the, and you can put spaces in here if you want. So let me pause again to give you guys time to finish up writing the... There's no catching up. All right, so Flying Hadro, I changed the name here. So if I run it, nothing's going to happen because I don't have anything happening yet. So let me put a system out here. I'm going to system out the Hadro name. Now, actually, I don't really need to do that. Instead, I'm just going to run one of the behaviors. I'm going to say Flying Hadro dot sleep. Let's just make him sleep. So if I do that, I'm going to get a line that prints to the screen that says that the Hadro is sleeping because I overwrote the behavior. So let's just see if it works first. Yeah, Hadro's sleeping, and then Dino's sleeping, and then Dino's eating, and then Dino's moving. This is the new line that we get because what we did, just to iterate a point here, is in Hadro, we put these methods in, and the methods are the same methods that were in Dino, but we changed them. So if you keep the same method with the same method footprint, so I have a method that says public void eat here, I put one in here that says public void eat. It's the same method. So if it's the same method, it overrides it. Now, what I'm going to do now is going to add something to Hadro that's not in Dino, because I think that's what our instructions are going to want us to do. So we customized at least one of the eating, sleeping, actually we did all 3 in Hadro, as appropriate. And we're going to make up any details we want to add any behavior that we want to the other dinosaurs. So once you have all 3 classes, make a small driver program, yada yada. That's pretty much the end of the assignment. So I'm going to come in here, then I'm going to add a new method. So Hadro, he's going to have flying. Hadro's going to fly, and then he's going to stop flying. So I'm going to put 2 methods in here. I'm going to have a public void start fly. And I'll have a public void stop fly. So I have a start fly and a stop fly, and then I'm going to, because I'm lazy, I'm going to copy and paste the system out. Oops, if I can paste it correctly. I did it twice. Edit, paste. Let's see. So Hadro's not sleeping, Hadro's flying. So Hadro started flying. And then Hadro here's going to stop. Hadro hit a wall and stopped. Hadro hit a wall and stopped. So we have a start, we have a stop to the fly. And then out in Jurassic Park, out here, I'm going to have Hadro start. I'm going to have him start flying and stop flying. I'm just going to put it underneath the Hadro here. So flying, Hadro, started, start fly. And misspelled flying. And this is probably a capital. And then flying Hadro dot stop fly. So now I should get the start and a stop if I run it. Don't worry, I'll post this code if you've missed most of it or part of it. So Hadro is sleeping, Hadro started flying, and then Hadro hit a wall and stopped. Now Dino's sleeping and Dino's eating and Dino's moving, just like before. So what we did is, and let me show you something here. Hadro flies, because he's got that start and a stop. If I made a special fly, I'm going to get an error message. In fact, if I do this and I go special Dino dot start fly, the special Dino does not know how to fly. He's the predecessor. He's a Dino, so I can create a method start fly in the type Dino, or I could just not make him fly at all. But here's the interesting thing, is I can go backwards. Although flying Hadro is a specialization of Dino, and he knows how to fly, and I can run those methods, I can go back and run the Dino methods too. So as an example, I can say, let's put a method in Dino here, and I'm going to add another method in Dino that I'm not going to add in Hydro, and I'm going to run it from Dino to show you that Dino's going to get, Hydro's going to get everything that Dino has, whether or not I override it or not. But because I've already overwritten these methods, can we keep it down in the back? I feel like I'm yelling over people. Okay, thank you. I'm adding a method to Dino that is not in Hydro. So I'm going to say public, it's still loud back there, public void, what should we have him do? Dino, what is going to do? Walk. He's going to walk. He's walking. So let's see. Walk. Opening and closing bracket. And I'm going to say that the Dino's walking. Edit copy. Actually, I'm just going to say, because I'm going to use this generically for all of the animals, I'm going to make them all walk. So then I can do this. I can say that this, let's say walking. I'm just going to put the word walking in here. Walking. Someone's walking. Because I don't really know who's walking. Well, I guess I know the name of the Dino. I could do this. I could do this, actually. I could get the name. Yeah, let's get the name. So I could say that this dot name plus is walking. Because this name up here, where's my name? It's way up here, is private. It can't be used outside of this class, but it can be used inside of this class. No problem, we've done it in all the constructors and all of the methods. So I can use this down here. This dot name is walking. If it's a Dino, it's going to say the Dino's walking. If it's a Hadro, it's going to say the Hadro Superfly is walking. So if I'm going into Jurassic Park, now I'm going to use the walking. I'll do it at the bottom so we can kind of sort of see the output. And so I'm going to say that flying Hadro dot walk. And I'm going to say that, let's make the special one special dino.walk. Now the method is inside of dino. Special dino got it, and flying hadro got it too. So they're both going to have their own names, and they're both going to be walking. So if I run it, I see that flying hadro is walking and special is walking. So it knows, each dinosaur knows what its name is because the name is shared in dino, and they're all members of dino because they're all built on top of dino. If we wanted to, we can take this a step further. We can make another one on top of a dino or a hadro or a texro. So I can make a super hadro if I want to. The process is the same. Technically, what we should do to finish this assignment would be to add some more behaviors. So I could do this. I could take sleep. It only wanted us to do one. So I can take sleep, put it over into tax row, and say that edit, paste. I take Tyrex, that Tyrex is sleeping. So I can go here and go, let's see, Tyrex is sleeping. And then I can say, I don't know, who else do I have? I feel like I'm missing a dinosaur here. Apro, what happened to Apro? Let's go back this way. File Explorer is gone. I think I closed the Hapro.
No,
Oh, it's 3. It's 3. It's hidden. You're right. It is. Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. I have it open up twice now. Here, I'll put a sleep in here for Apto. And I want to demonstrate a point in a few minutes here. So Aptro is now, I'll remember Apto actually. Apto is now overridden his sleep method. So if I create an Aptro, let me save this, get it out of the way. Let me save this one. Where did my other Aptro go? I don't know. If I go into Jurassic Park now and I create an Apto, which I didn't do yet. I've only created a basic Dino, and I've created a Hydro. So I'm going to put an Aptro underneath it here. So let's see. It's getting loud again in the back, and it's very rude for the people around you. Excuse me. If you want to talk, can you go outside? Because I'm finding it difficult to yell over you. And I know some people want to hear. Okay, thank you. And I hope that wasn't video recorded. Okay. It's just getting unbearable. Apto. So let's see. Now let me get the spelling correct. A-P-A-T-O. Okay, so Apto, what do I call it? Superfly is equal to a new Apto. Well, Super Apto. Let's go Super Apto. Apato. Super Apato is equal to new Apato. Let's just make them with this default stuff. So 10, 23, because I don't know if we didn't do anything with Super Apto. We didn't run any of the special method. We didn't create any of the constructors. So let's see, 100. We can just do the same thing if we wanted to. Make them vegetarian, and I'm going to give them the name of Super Apto. Apato. And let's see where I went wrong. Oh, I didn't give Apopto any constructors. Let me go give him a constructor. He got left out of the constructor business. So I'm going to go back and fix that problem. So show view, project explorer. Let's see. I lost track of Apato. There he is. Apato's got a tail in here. And he's got a sleep, but he doesn't have any constructors. So I'm going to put the constructor right here. And so I'm going to go source constructor from Superclass. And I want to do let's just do this. Let's just do them all. I'm going to leave them all selected. So I have them here. And just to be complete, I'll go ahead and add then Oh, this is cool. This is cool. I got them all in here. That's good. So I'll go ahead and add in the tail length just so I can give a Pato a tail. And then he can wag his tail. So let's put it on here. Let's see. I'm going to add it here. It's an integer, so I'm going to say integer tail length. And then if I've lost you, don't worry, I'm going to give you this code later. This dot tail length is going to be equal to tail length. So now a Pato's got a constructor for the tail length. So I'm going to go into Jurassic Park here and add the tail length to the end. I'm going to make it 10 feet. That's a big tail. It's a dinosaur. It's got to be a big tail. So now Super Apato's got a 10-foot tail. So I'm going to run now down here the Super Apato. Super Apato dot. What was I going to do? Walk? I can run the walk on Super Pato. And then Super Pato dot. Well, what do we give a Pato? We have sleep. But let me give a Pato move. We're going to have a move because we didn't override the move. And the move has dinosaur written in it. So this is what we're going to look at. I'm going to run it in a few minutes and we're going to see that we're going to see a Super Pato walk where the Pato's walking method was overridden. So it's going to say, no, it's not going to say anything actually. It's not in here. But it's in Dino. And then sleep. I didn't put sleep in there either. So sleep is going to be in Dino. The Dino sleep is going to say Dino is sleeping. The walk, fortunately, is going to say this dot name. So we're going to see that it's probably better to use this dot name if I run it, because otherwise I'm going to get a, well, he is a dino, but the Super Apato is walking in and Dino's moving? Well, that's because, well, Dino is not, it was hard set with Dino. So I'm going to go back and fix that, actually. So over here, I probably should say that this dot name is sleeping, and then this dot name is moving. So I got this dot name is moving, sleeping, and then if that's the case, I don't necessarily need to override it. Actually, I can take the eating one too. I don't need to necessarily put this in all of the other classes, so because this is actually going to do the same thing. It's the same method. So I want to show you one more thing before we end this example, because we've pretty much written the assignment at this point. This is all we needed to do, unless someone has something else I forgot. So I don't remember. Anyway, so I'm going to show you another nifty trick that is not part of the assignment, but we're here, so I'm going to take that opportunity. We could extend another dinosaur from one of our extended dinosaurs. If we do that, we just run the inheritance one more level. So I'm going to close these guys and save them. I'll show you something else. Now I'm going to create, let's see, I'm going to create another dinosaur. So I'm going to click on the source code folder. I'm going to go File, New, third generation dinosaur. So this is going to be third generation. And third generation is going to come from T-Rex. T-Rex. Did I do that right? T-R. Yes, I did. No, I have it here. T-Y. I spelled it T-Y-R-E-X. T-Y-R-E-X. Why? Yeah, it is. The Superclass. Huh? No, in here I spelled it T-R-Y-E-X. I'm taking it from this guy up here. This guy. Oh, I'm sorry. X instead of K. Yes, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what you were saying. I thought you were saying a different typing. Okay, now that I have that correct, it's almost time for a break, so I can go finish. So now I have a third generation that extends Tyrex. If I go to Tyrex, a Tyrex is a second generation, and the Tyrex extends Dino. So now I have 3 generations of dinosaurs. I have a Dino, actually, if I count object, I got 4. I have object as a base, I have Dino, I have a Tyrex, and then I have a third generation that I called it. So now I have 3 lines. So the inheritance in Java goes single line. This is what they call single line. One object inherits from one other object, and then we have another object, and another object, and another object, and that just keeps going. So I could create generations and more generations of dinosaurs and use the same concepts all over again. So I add more data to it, I add more members to it, and I can overload and I can overwrite functionality and build specialized classes as we go through the hierarchy. So I will put this out on the website so you guys can all download it. I think I'm going to leave the third generation in here just because it's in there. But I believe I've got no typos. I just want to make sure the thing compiles correctly so that when I give it to you, I can be rest assured that you're going to be able to do everything with it. Yep, it looks like it's running. Super Opto is walking and Super Opto is moving. So I'm going to stop this recording, this video, because we're done with assignment number 3 unless we have any questions. 2, unless we have any questions. This is assignment number 2 that we just went through. Yeah? Can you what? Yeah, let me do that momentarily. Stop.